We got a couple videos to go through today. So watch this one. We're gonna talk a little more. We're gonna watch another one. We're gonna talk a little more, and maybe there's one more. I don't know. We're gonna have a discussion.
Matt and Abby leaving their 1 and 2-year-old unattended on a cruise in the cruise room is actually insane. They wanted to go to dinner, but I guess the daycare their kids didn't like, so they were like, oh, we'll just wait till they go to bed, set up the baby monitor and FaceTime the baby monitor and just go down to dinner. Said they just go down to dinner and they were just watching it and the babies were totally fine. A 2-year-old could wake up and get out of whatever bed they're in and either go out on the balcony or leave the room. That is crazy. There have been so many times where baby monitors will freeze, especially with a cruise ship's Wi-Fi. If that monitor had frozen and that child left, who knows what could have happened? Or what if cleaning service could have came in? So many things could have happened. Also, too, cruise ships are huge. If they had even seen that something was happening, it would take them so long to get to those children that it wouldn't have mattered. If a fire would have happened, it would have been running against the crowd to get to their kids. Like, that is just so incredibly insane to me, especially knowing how much money they have. They could have brought someone with them on the cruise to be the nanny. What were they thinking? And then to post it? That's actually insanity. Thank God those kids are okay, but they really, really need to have a reality check, like now. Because who knows what else they're doing if they thought that was okay to do.
So here's a little bit more backstory on what we just saw. I, do not really follow white influencers. I'm sorry. Listen, they have their audience. I am not that audience. But it sounds like, because a bunch of people have been talking about this on TikTok and on different spaces, that this white influencer family, parents, whatever, they went on a cruise and they documented all of their bad behavior. They documented thoroughly on Instagram, on their stories. And a lot of people have been like taking snippets, like they took screenshots or they took like recordings of whatever, and they've been sharing it or just watching it unfold in real time and being real time concerned for other people's children. But also, before we dive deeper into this, more information has come out because just watch this.
We're on a cruise with our 2 kids. So let's do a room tour. And then check this out. This is our view of the ocean. Okay. Check it out. We have life jackets. Hopefully we don't have to use them. Abby is staying in the room next to ours, so I get this whole bed to myself. It's actually just 2 twin beds squished together. And we do that so that we can have one kid in one room and the other kid in the other.
The plot thickens. They have 2 rooms. So in my original post, I showed that Abby was holding 2 monitors. That is because they were literally FaceTiming 2 monitors, not just one. They literally FaceTimed both monitors from 2 separate rooms. Now this brings up an entirely different issue because so many people are like, well, what would happen in an emergency? Well, now we're not just talking about 1 room. We're talking about 2 rooms, 2 babies in 2 different rooms. I'm disgusted. Like, I am disgusted. There is a 2-year-old in a room alone and a 1-year-old in a room alone. I have no words, and I'm not trying to continue to harp on this, but the reason that I keep talking about it is because I know people are thinking like maybe they're doing it for rage bait, like clickbait, whatever, maybe. But the thing is, this is the only type of thing that you can bring to light and say, hey, these might not be people that we should continue to give a platform to. And I will say again, I am not about cancel culture, but this is wrong and it is at the expense of young children. And so I'm going to be an advocate for those children. It's not my place. I don't have to be, but I'm going to be. Second thing I kind of want to state is the reason that this is so infuriating is because these people are influencers to a very impressionable young group audience of young parents. And so these people are making it seem like this is normal or okay, and it is absolutely not. There are so many people saying if they were in a dining hall and now not just 1 room, 2 rooms, 2 babies, are in 2 separate rooms, to get to those children in an emergency would take at least 10 minutes, if not more. Now, in this video, you see that they have one of those like tent things over a pack and play. I don't know if those have a zipper on the inside. If not, I guess maybe that was their security. Then my next question is, where is the baby monitor at? If they have a baby inside of that tent, Is the monitor inside the tent? Because that's dangerous, because that would have like a cord or something. And if not, if it's just sitting outside of it, they would not even be able to see if something was happening to their child inside that tent. If people have brought up choking, people have brought up not breathing, being able to visibly see their children, if the monitor is not inside that enclosed tent, how do they know what is happening to their child? This just keeps getting worse. I'm getting more and more angry at the situation as it unfolds.
1, most people should not be parents, period. 2, there needs to be an entity, a governmental entity that has a specific sector for influencer parents, for family vlogs, because I don't watch their content. I don't know if they're using their kids for content. I mean, it sounds like they are because their audience is young parents. So for all we know, whether they're content babies or not, I'm not going to say. But this kind of consistent bad behavior shows that actual parenting is not very high on their list of things that need to be done. And these kinds of things, influencers forget that they influence people. And I don't know if this is a chicken or the egg situation, but I have seen recently far too many videos of people just abandoning their children on vacations, for dates, for whatever. Just because, the kids are cramping the style, which is what happened here. The kids would have cramped the style of this dinner that they wanted to go to. So it wasn't even just the monitor. They were FaceTiming the monitor for the levels of neglect here. But a couple things that I really want to point out here. 1, cruise ships in general, they don't follow the laws of everywhere else, right? A crime that happens at sea, that doesn't get reported to like the United States government, to the EU. No, they have their own very terrifying sector of how things go. So if something terrible were to happen to those kids, who would they even cry their white tears to? Right? And I feel like people I feel like people forgot the story of this baby. And it's so recent. I might be butchering some of the details of this, so if I'm like super off, just correct me in the comments. But this is Madeleine McCann, and I think in like 2007, 2006, she and her family went to, and she was around 3 years old when this happened, right? So she and her family went on vacation to Portugal, and the parents wanted to go out for like a night, right? So it was her, and I think she had like 2 other siblings that were younger, and I think they were twins. So the parents put them in the like apartment, and the twins were on like one bed, and then she had her own, and the parents are gonna like check on them every half hour, because we're like, oh my god, we're good parents, we want to have fun, but like we don't want babies cramping our style. Sure, we had them when we brought them into this world, but like how dare they be babies around us at all times, right? So they leave to go and have like dinner, drinks, and then they hop in every half hour, supposedly. And at one point she's gone. Baby's gone, never to be found again. Now there's theories that she's like, that there's like that she's here now, like she reemerged, and that's not to say. I also came across a German news article that said that remains were found somewhere of her. There's a lot, but all this to say, if you don't want to be a parent full time, then don't be a parent, period. Because kids are the ones that suffer the consequences. My God, it's really not that complicated. Oh my God, we really need to be handing out birth control to everybody at all times. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, stay safe out there.